You finally watched all the videos and you're on the last one, Unit 6 COVID exam review. 1848, the Mexican Cession, to 1860 and the election of Lincoln. Let's begin. First thing we want to look at is the political causes of the Civil War, and we just got to examine the compromises. What do all these have in common? Yes, you guessed it. They're compromises. But what else do they have in common? Sectionalism. And you look at all dealing with the slavery issue. Sectionalism. North versus South, sectionalism. Missouri Compromise, legislated sectionalism. 1850, sectionalism. Kansas, Nebraska, sectionalism. So let's take a look at the compromises individually real quick. Missouri Compromise, real simple. They drew a line, and for the first time ever, we had a sacred line dividing free states versus slave states. This has to do with the balance of power in the Senate. We need to bring in a free state with the slave state, and thus Maine comes in free, Missouri comes in slave. But after we gain this territory from Spain, the big question is, what is it? Free or slave? I don't know. Let's worry about it later. Except they can't. They discover gold in the Mexican Cession in California. Now they want statehood, and they're coming in as a free state, like it or not. Oh, crap. This will tip the balance of power in the Senate, and what'll they do? Well, in comes Henry Clay, the great compromiser, a year away from his own death. He and Stephen Douglas, a new upcoming senator, are piece by piece going to get this compromise passed. One thing for the North, one thing for the South. One thing for the North, one thing for the South. We're getting more and more sectionalized, people. So let's take a look at the details of the Compromise of 1850. First, Congress would admit California as a free state. Okay, the North gets that. Next. Oops, excuse me. Let me show you the map. Oh, I don't have a map. You're kidding me. Where's my map? Okay. Well, Utah and New Mexico would be, the question of slavery would be divided by popular sovereignty. The people of the territory would decide whether it be slavery. So the North's thinking, oh my God, they can spread slavery more. They want to spread slavery. They don't want to keep it where it's at. Well, what's the North get? Slave trade made illegal in Washington, D.C. Not slavery, but slave trade. So what's the South get? And this is the biggie. This is the one. This is what really gets the country shaken up. The new Fugitive Slave Law Act. All citizens now must turn in runaway slaves or face a $1,000 fine. Basically a house back then. This is what the South got in the compromise, but now it's forced. Most of the country didn't care. You got slavery, keep it over there. Keep it below the Missouri Compromise line. But now everybody must decide, are you going to help the slaves or are you going to turn them in? So now we got nobody in the middle anymore. It's all one side or the other. Sectionalism, sectionalism, sectionalism. Well, now Kansas and Nebraska territories want to become states. How are we going to decide whether they're slave or free? And again, Mr. Popular Sovereignty, Stephen Douglas, comes to the rescue and says, let popular sovereignty decide it. Oh my God, take a look at the map. They want slavery all the way near Canada. Now, here's a piece of trivia for you that just amazes me. In Nebraska and Kansas territory, there are a total of 9 slaves. Now, this argument was not about the actual slavery. It's the principle, isn't it? It's the spread of slavery and its power in the Senate. This spreading of slavery all the way to possibly to Canada just tips the balance for the anti-slave crowd. They've had it. They need power. And they create the Republican Party. So the Republican Party comes straight out of the Kansas-Nebraska Act. And last note, can I hear a woohoo? Woohoo! Ah! Dred Scott. There's Dred Scott. Dred Scott was a slave, but he lived in a free state for 7 years. When they tried to bring him back and put him back into bondage, He said, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he takes him to court. Sued that he should be free since he resided in a free state. So the court case is Dred Scott v. Sanford. Now, what does the court decide? Court decides he can't even be in this court. He shouldn't even be in this court. He's not even a citizen. He's just property. He's no better than my shoe. That's not even the worst part. His kids will be slaves too. And his kids' kids will be slaves too. Ruled slaves are property. Now, guys, we are looking at the causes of the Civil War, and brother, this is one of them. The abolitionists are going crazy nutso. Except for one. Frederick Douglass is thrilled. He's like, woohoo! Yeah! And everybody's looking, what are you, crazy, man? Didn't you read this decision? It's the worst possible thing. He said, no, you don't understand. The only way we were going to get rid of slavery was through civil war anyways. This just made it come sooner. Hallelujah. Come on, bring it on. So the Missouri Compromise was ruled unconstitutional, again inflaming the abolitionists. You had built the fence to keep that slavery on your side, and now you can say you can bring slavery everywhere. And that the court says, nope, free states, you can't keep slaves out of your state. That is the end of your exam review. I wish you all the best of luck. I will give you one last piece of advice. When in doubt and you're having second thoughts about your answer, leave it. 80% of the time that you put down a first answer and change it, 80% of the time, the first answer was right and not the second. So why even debate it in your head? Just go with the math. Go with your first instinct. Good luck, everybody.